morning, everyone. Welcome to Pretty Over 50. I'm Kimberly, and I'm really glad that you're here. So today I thought we'd do just a little get ready with me. It really is the morning time here where I am right now, and I'm drinking my coffee. So I thought I'd have you join me and get my face on for the day. So, well, we're gonna start with the Milani eye primer. Everyone knows this one. It's a fan favorite, and just get a little bit of this on the lids. Just a tiny little dot is all you need. And we'll just share that with both lids and tap it out real gently. This is going to help the color pay off on the shadow that we use, and also give us some staying power for the day. Now, before I started here, I have prepped my face. Every morning I do a lymphatic massage on my face. Then I wash my face and put on all my serums and moisturizers and a couple of sunscreens for the day. So that's all prepped and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put the face primer on now so it has a chance to set while I'm doing the eyes. And I'm really loving this e.l.f. primer. It's their mineral infused primer, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think one of the best things about it is that it really plays well with the concealer, the under eye concealer that I'm using now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, just a little dab, and start washing that over the face. Now this is a real slippery primer. And it goes on real smooth. It feels almost, just real velvety. The palette I'm going to work with today is one that I'm really loving. It's the Infatuation palette from Profusion. If you're not familiar with the Profusion shadow lines, they're wonderful, and the price point is amazing. I think I got this either from Amazon or Walmart.com, and I believe it was $10. And look at all the shades that you get. It's really a beautiful palette. The formulas are wonderful. They blend really well. The color, I'm super pleased with them, and probably will be buying more of their shadows. I actually have another palette that's a combination eyeshadow and bronzer blush palette that I'm really liking in addition to this one. We're going to go ahead and take a crease brush. I believe this is an e.l.f. brush, just a little crease brush. And I'm going to go into this color right here, this kind of rose color, and really softly just tap my brush into that and take it into the crease in small little circles and just put a light wash of color up in that upper crease area. So just really small circles. And I am always really careful, particularly with my face, not to go beyond here with my eyeshadow. And I'll tell you why. Because when I lift my eyebrows, the landscape is a lot different than when I relax them. And if I bring that shadow down, it's going to end up way lower than I want it. And it really pulls my eye down and makes things just not look as good as they could look. Isn't that a pretty color? It's a great pretty color for spring. Now I'm going to go into the lid color, and for the lid color I'm going to use this pretty purple right here, and I'm just going to tap that onto my brush. Make sure I tap off the excess, and I'm just going to start patting that on my lid. And boy, what I've learned is that with the creasing that I have on my eyelids, it's really important for me to tap the shadow on, because I get a much more even application than dragging it across all my little texture and creases and nooks and crannies. So nice little wash of purple on that lid. Well, we got that lid color done. Let's go ahead and start addressing the outside area to kind of give us some definition for the eyes. And Outspoken right here. It's this kind of warm brown tone, and I'm just going to gently tap that into that outside edge of the shadow area. Just gently tap that in, and that's really going to give us some nice definition on that corner. I love these shadows. They're just super easy to work with. The colors are beautiful. A nice blending brush. And just sort of really start blending that in to the other two remaining colors. Small light circles. This is a blending blush. I'm pretty sure it's from e.l.f. I had a, when I was living in Montana, there was a drugstore near me that carried the health products, and they went out of business. So everything was like 75% off. So I just went in and stocked up on a whole bunch of e.l.f. products and other makeup products that they had there. So it was really a nice way to pick up a lot of brushes at a good price point. All right, so I have that blended in there kind of nicely. I just love that color combination for spring. Okay, now I'm gonna use that same brush I used for my lid and clean it off, and then I'm gonna go back in and just tap into this bright color here. It's called Polite, and I'm just gonna sweep that under the brow. Just kind of smooth that area and just blend everything out here. Really like that combination. You know, this color has a little bit of yellow in it, so it really works as a brightener, which I appreciate. And I'm not sure if you get this too, but I get some darkness in the corners of my eyes. And so I kind of like to bring a little bit of it down there to kind of brighten things up. Alrighty, so we're kind of happy with the eyes right now. I'm going to go into the brows next, and I'm a little bit of a brow rebel in that I haven't gotten on the whole brow product train yet. I don't know, I haven't gotten there yet. The way I do my brows is I use eyeshadow, and this is one of my most loved, you can see by the pan evident here, my most loved Milani palettes. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm crazy for Milani shadows. But they have this one color here that I just find perfect for my brows. And this is the Everyday Eyes palette. And I'm not sure what this color is, but it's the one at the end right next to the two smaller pans. So I'm going to take a little angled brush. It's a tiny little angled brush, and I believe this is from Echo Tools. It was in a travel kit that I got a while ago, and I'm just going to tap it into that color. And I'm going to start filling in my brows. I just love this color for my brows with my hair color and skin color. It just seems to work really well. I'm going to fill those in. I find that a lot of the brow pencils just clump up in the hair on my brows. I don't know, do you have that problem? If you do, make a comment below and tell me how you deal with it. I find that powder just works so much better. It seems to, be able to get, color those hairs and get down into the skin underneath where there's a little bit of filling in needed. This is just a little e.l.f. brow pencil. I kept it because the pencil is all done. It took about a week and a half for it to be all done, but I kept it for the spoolie because I really like this spoolie on here. When I'm done with my brows, I take a little Q-tip and I just run that along the top to really clean up, any product that may have gotten above my brow area. Time to do the face, and what we're going to be using today is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation, and I use the color Shell Bisque. When I first got this, I tried it and didn't like it. I mean, I just couldn't figure out what the big buzz was about it. But I ended up seeing a YouTube video. A YouTuber loved it. And I thought, well, what am I missing? So I went back and used it again and used it a little bit differently, a little bit more generous application. And boy, I love this foundation now. I really do. So remember, we've got the e.l.f. primer on here already. So I'm just going to draw this on my face kind of generously, and it never builds up and feels cakey. It doesn't look makeup-y. It always looks dewy and fresh. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. sponge, and I know it looks a little dirty, but I promise it's not. And then I'll just spray it with a little bit of water, squeeze out the excess, and then I'm just going to start patting that foundation in. There's so many things I love about this primer, or this foundation. But one of them is that it's really easy to work with. You know, you don't really have to put a lot of effort into patting it out and getting it smooth. It just seems to really blend into the skin beautifully. And, you know, gosh, it's a Wet n Wild product, so you know the price point is great. I don't remember right off the bat, but I'll put all the links down below. You know, I'm sure it's under $10 for just a really beautiful foundation. Next, I'm going to work on the under eye concealer. And I tell you, I've been using this product from Rimmel. Lasting Finish Under Eye Concealer in the color Fair. And this, I bought this on a whim, and this stuff has turned out to be absolutely magical. And it plays really well with this e.l.f. primer. I've tried it with some other primers, and it didn't last the way that it does. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand, tiny little bit, and that's probably too much. And then I'm going to tap it on with my finger and just start really gently tapping that underneath my eye. Of all the makeup that I've been using lately, this is the one that one of the ones I'm most in love with. It just performs so well. It stays. Once you put it on and set it, it doesn't move. It just really plays nice and does a great job of being just a little under eye concealer workhorse. Coffee time. I hope you're having coffee too, or something while you're watching this. Yum. You know, I lived in Florence for a couple of months a few years back, and I got hooked on this Italian coffee, Lavazza, while I was there. And now I order it off of Amazon. So it's like just such a little treat to be able to get that coffee here. And it's so smooth. I really enjoy it. I'm going to go back in really gently with my beauty blender and pat that out. And then one of the most important steps with this concealer to make it really work well is to set it. So I actually am just using the e.l.f. HD finishing powder, and this is not even a loose powder, it's a compact. I actually meant to buy the loose powder, but I grabbed this instead, and I didn't realize that I'd gotten the wrong powder until I got home. Right here, little angled brush. I'm just going to tap a little bit of that on the brush, tap off the excess, and then really gently I'm going to lay that powder underneath my eyes, just really gently. And then I'm going to get all the powder off that brush and then just go back and sweep away any excess. You know, my under eyes is one of my, you know, problem areas, trouble areas. So then I'm going to go back in with the beauty blender and just very lightly tap that in. And as that product sits there on my skin, the warmth of my skin is really going to blend it in and keep that nice concealer look going. We're going to do bronzer next, and I'm going to use my little e.l.f. bronzer palette. It has 4 colors in it. Mine has 3 because I dropped it on the tile and that one popped out. So it's a fairly new palette. I'm really enjoying it. I don't even remember what this color was, so apparently I'm not missing it. So I'm just going to kind of go in to the 2 on this side, tap my brush off, and then I'm just going to start in the hairline and warm that skin tone up. Get some life back into the face. Amazing, all I mean, drugstore makeup has come so far. Can you remember do you remember when we were kids? The makeup that was available? I mean, it was almost funny. Funny when you look back now, huh? All right, I'm kind of liking that now. One thing I do see, I want to smooth out that line on my eyeshadow there. Okay, we're going to go in with a little blush now, Milani blush. And you can see it's been well loved. So I've actually hit pan. And this is in the color Blossom Time Rose. It's just a real sweet pink. And we're going to go in with this tiny little, it's an Echo Tools brush. I got these brushes in a kit for travel, and you can see because the handle on it is short, but I love them so much now I use them every day in my makeup table. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto the apples of the cheeks and work that up. And remember, when you're working with powder products, the first place you put your brush is where the most product is going to go. This has a really pretty pink sheen. Just a little bit of glow in this blush. So then I'm going to go back and take my blending brush, or e.l.f. brush, and just kind of work that around. Okay, alrighty. Last thing we're going to do is go in with a little highlighter. I've been using this Wet n Wild product, mostly just to try it out. And this is their highlighting powder, and this is Golden Flower Crown. You know, I like it. I'm not sure it's the definitive highlighting powder. So just a little bit on my brush, and I'm just going to hit the high points of the face there. You know, it has a lot of glow. You can see. Hit the high points of the face. Very little on the apples of the cheeks. Down my nose a bit. And then I'm going to go back in with the e.l.f. brush again and just really kind of blend that out. Alright, the complexion's looking good. Nice and warm and sunny for this spring day. So time to move on to the eyes. Now I'm going to tight line with the Ulta Beauty Gel Eyeliner. And I bought these on the Ulta website when they had their sale. And this is in the black, and boy, I love these. Because when you put it waterline above, it really does stay. So I'm just going to run this along that upper waterline. Today I'm going to be using the Clump Crusher CoverGirl from CoverGirl. This is in the color black. CoverGirl. CoverGirl. Hello, Kimberly. CoverGirl. You know, I like this. It really does not clump, which is nice. I'm not sure it's the most volumizing mascara. Maybe you can't get one without the other. You know, maybe you either have no clumps or you have volumizing and clumps. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? All right. So we have lashes on the top, and now for the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of eyeshadow on the bottom. I'm going to take that same brush that we used for the crease, for the transition color, and I'm going to tap it right into that kind of rosy pink and just squeeze it and run it a little bit under my lashes just to give a touch of color. And what this is going to do is it's just going to tie in the top and the bottom eyelashes just with that little flush of color. Pretty. And then I'm going to take a little pencil brush, just a tiny little, let me show you what this looks like. It's a tiny little pencil brush. That's really going to give me a clean, clear line. And I'm going to go back into that soft purple that we worked with on the lid. And I'm just going to touch right under the eyelashes at the top, just going about halfway. That's just going to give us a nice little blend between the top and the bottom lashes. What I do with my lower lash mascara, and I've been doing this since I was a teenager, is I'm going to take a little bit of tissue and I'm going to fold it over and take my mascara wand loaded up with product, and then I'm going to tuck this right underneath my lashes, and that's going to allow me to be able to really get product on those lashes without getting it on the skin underneath my lower eyelashes. So I'm able to go back and forth and really coat those lashes with that product and not have any mascara underneath my eyes. I really have been doing this for so long, it's really hard for me to do my lashes any other way. So there we have our lower lashes on. Well, let's do a little bit of lippy. And I'm going to be working with, because this is kind of a spring face we have going here, I'm going to stay with a nice pink lipstick. And I'm going to start off with the Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner. I really do like these lip liners, and you can get them at Target and Walmart. Great price point, under $10, and this is in Pink Rose. So I'm going to line my lips with this. And what I do is I really hit the outside of that little line we have around our lips, just to give my lips a little bit more volume. I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Coloriche lipsticks today. I am in love with this lipstick formula. It's just one of my favorite products. If you don't have one of these, it's really worth it. Just go out and try one, because they're absolutely luscious. And you can see this is Sparkling Rose, and it's been getting a lot of attention from me because the lipstick itself is getting worn down, but wait till you see this color and the lusciousness of both the gloss and the color payout. Is that gorgeous? I just love these lipsticks. I love the way they look. So all right, I'm going to just finish off the complexion here. I think we can use just a little